Hello, welcome to another episode of Black Ice 73. I haven't talked about this subject in a long time. It's been a few months since I talked about COVID-19 or the coronavirus. I hadn't talked about it because the media has saturated the airways with talks of COVID-19. But with the governors of a lot of these states opening back up, the money hungry governors of these states open these business back up, knowing there haven't been a vaccine or any kind of cure for COVID-19. The rise of the virus have reached, but Dr. Fisher said the rise of the virus could reach up to 100,000 people a day. It was the same man who was standing up there with President Trump telling you all it's not safe to open up the country. My other word, open up the company of the United States. He was telling you all
from 30,000 to
He was telling you all it is not safe to open up this country and send these people back to work. No. People are too busy doing some politics crowd, worrying about money, worrying about re-elections, worrying about getting elected. Talking about, oh, look how the stock market have failed. Look at Trump. What Trump gonna do? Then Trump opened up the company or the country.
25 to 20, and now we saw the state about flat, and now we're going up.
The country's top
Sorry about that. Now look at the numbers of start going back up since he don't open up the country. Yeah, they were bragging about more than 2 million jobs was this, and more than 1 million jobs is this. These jobs wasn't new jobs. These were just people who was on furlough and people who was laid off. They just started back working. The job market didn't jump up that high. It was just people who just went back to work. Dr. Fisher told them, do not do this stupid shit. Do not send these people back to work or the pandemic gonna get worse. But no. One of the top experts in the world in the United States still defied him. Still said, kiss my butt. I'm open up this country. I need this tax money. I need these stores need to be back up so they can pay their taxes. Or we can still get rich. Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of your senators and a lot of your doing House of Representatives and a lot of you politicians, they have stocks in these companies. They have stocks. They're getting rich from these companies. And without people working at these companies, they're not making money. The business is your door shut, they're not making money. You're right, Travis. And hey, by the way, congratulations, man, to you and your wife on the baby.
Just disease expert, Dr.
But they want us sick. They want it. Look what happened with Amazon. Amazon, like, y'all go to work. I don't give a damn how many people get sick. At these meat packing places. Nuts. These people get me sick by the hundreds. They're like, shit, y'all better go to work, man, because the meat prices is going up. People ain't saying anything about the people who get sick at the meat processing plants. They saying about the prices of the meat going up because of the people getting sick. They ain't care about the dumb people. They want them like, hey, get back out there. They talking about doing stories about, You're losing milk. You had to pour the milk out. No, you could have donated that milk to the people who was furloughed or unemployment. Time you would have to dump so many hundreds of thousands
Anthony
gallons of
Fauci
milk.
said on Tuesday.
But no, you had to get the workers back out there. I mean, with the cases rising, they said they're talking about we're gonna leave out some of the parents and stuff to send them back to school. It's gonna be up to the parents. Come on, people. How many parents are qualified to get their children homeschooling? Or how many parents could afford to take off work to get their children homeschooling? Not many. So as schools start back up, they're gonna have to go back to this contaminated doing society.
That the United States was currently seeing.
We heard that one of those vaccines
And a disturbing surge.
Oh, I keep on messing the whole thing. But we're gonna have to send the children back to these darn contaminated places. It's my we're gonna make sure the children social distant. How y'all seeing children? How y'all seeing these young adults, these teenagers, these adolescents? How y'all seen them in action? You think they're gonna social distance? No. These children, they go back to school, they're gonna be glad to see their classmate they ain't seen and got done. It'll be like 7 months. You know, they're gonna be hugging on them like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. I miss you. You think they're gonna be social distant? Come on, man. These children ain't gonna be social distant. Shit, asinine, man. Y'all know it. Know it. But I got this little piece.
Coronavirus infection.
I'm gonna show you little different audios of Dr. Flesher. That y'all can't even come right. It'll be different audios of Dr. Flesher explaining to us common people that we need to chill out. You go right here.
A couple of days ago, there were 30,000 new infections. That's very troublesome to me.
A Reuters analysis found that the U.S. saw
Is that the only? I can't be the only.
25% increase in new cases of COVID-19 last week compared to the week prior, with Florida.
I can't be the only person thinking that Dr. Flesher need to go spit. I can't be the only one saying that man got one of the grossest voices. It just seems like you need to spit every single time. But here goes some of the audio right here.
Texas and Arizona experiencing record spikes in new infections.
Right now, the next couple of weeks are going to be critical in our ability to address those surgings that we're seeing in Florida, in Texas, in Arizona, and in other states. They're not the only ones that are having a difficulty.
The focus at the House Energy and Commerce Committee hearing quickly turned to President Donald Trump, who has said repeatedly that more testing has led to a higher number of cases being identified, and said at his Saturday rally that he had asked for a slowdown in testing for the virus.
So I said to my people, slow the testing down, please.
The White House later said he was kidding.
It was a comment that he made in jest. It's a comment that he made in passing.
But on Tuesday, Trump muddied the water.
Are you just kidding, or do you have a plan to slow down testing?
I don't kid. Let me just tell you, let me make it clear. We have got the greatest testing program anywhere in the world.
At Tuesday's hearing, it was Fauci, seen by many as the trusted voice during the pandemic, who was called on to give a straight answer.
I, as a member of the task force, and my colleagues on the task force, to my knowledge, I know for sure, but to my knowledge, none of us have ever been told to slow down on testing. That just is a fact.
Fauci said one reason infections in the U.S. were rising in some states was an increase in community spread. He and other experts had warned that reopening too soon could lead to a fresh wave of infections, but confronted with the fact that several states, many of them in the South, have relaxed social distancing rules, Fauci offered his best advice considering the circumstances.
I'll say it yet again, that you should not congregate in crowds. You should keep distance. And even though many people, for a variety of reasons, do not listen to the not suggestion but plea to not congregate in crowds, some people are going to do that anyway. If you do, please wear a mask in a demonstration or in a rally or wherever you are. So plan A, don't go in a crowd. Plan B, if you do, make sure you wear a mask.
U.S. health officials said recently that states seeing a spike in COVID-19 cases may need to reimpose restrictions similar to what was implemented in March. This week, California and Texas both reported over 5,000 new infections in a single day. Arizona and Nevada have also reported record increases in new cases this week after recording all-time highs last week.
Fauci and others were pressed. Did the president tell them to slow down testing after the president suggested the slowdown during a rally? Dr. Fauci's answer, and the president today saying, "I don't kid."
In chasing infectious diseases, I've never seen anything that is so protean in its ability to make people sick or not. There's no other infectious disease that goes from 40% of the people having no symptoms to some having mild symptoms, to some having severe, some requiring staying at home for weeks, some going to the hospital, some getting intensive care, some getting intubated, some getting ventilated, and some dying. So that depending on where you are in that spectrum, you have a different attitude to this particular thing. If you get infected, you are part, innocently or inadvertently, of propagating the dynamic process of a pandemic. So if you get infected, you will infect someone else who clearly will infect someone else.
Here's Mary Bruce.
We know that happens because the reproduction element of the virus is not less than one. So people are infecting other people. And then ultimately you will infect someone who's vulnerable. Now that may be somebody's grandmother, grandfather, uncle who's on chemotherapy, aunt who's on radiation or chemotherapy, or a child who has leukemia. You have an individual responsibility to yourself, but you have a societal responsibility. This is part of a process that we can be either part of the solution or part of the problem.
As President Trump left Washington to speak to thousands of supporters in Arizona, on Capitol Hill, his top health advisor told lawmakers these rallies are a mistake.
You should not congregate in crowds. You should keep distance. If you do, please wear a mask. So plan A, don't go in a crowd. Plan B, if you do, make sure you wear a mask.
But at today's Students for Trump rally, that advice went unheeded. No social distancing, and with few exceptions, no masks. The president is staking his re-election on showing that the virus is under control. But now he's on defense after saying he ordered his team to slow down testing.
When you do testing to that extent, you're going to find more people, you're going to find more cases. So I said to my people, slow the testing down, please.
His aides insisted the president was just kidding. But this morning, Trump said, no, he wasn't.
I don't kid. Let me just tell you, let me make it clear. Here's what I say. Testing is a double-edged sword.
But before Congress, members of Trump's coronavirus task force contradicted him.
Has President Trump ever directed you to slow down testing for COVID-19 in the United States? Dr. Redfield?
No.
No, sir. No, Congressman.
Dr. Anthony Fauci and CDC Director Robert Redfield were blunt.
None of us have ever been told to slow down on testing. That just is a fact. In fact, we will be doing more testing.
All of us have been and continue to be committed to increasing readily, timely access to testing.
Fauci says he hasn't spoken to the president in weeks. And Trump, while focused on testing, hasn't mentioned the increasing hospitalization rates in states like Arizona. Tonight, Joe Biden seizing on the president's words, tweeting, "It's pretty simple. If we want to save people's jobs and save people's lives, we need more testing, and we need it faster."
Donald Trump has made it clear that this is all about him. It has nothing to do with anyone else. It's about him. Everything is in the context of him.
And tonight, former President Obama making his first appearance at that Biden fundraiser. More than 175,000 people signing up for that virtual event, raising more than $7.6 million. The former president slammed Trump's handling of the pandemic and these big campaign events that he's been holding, saying, unlike our current president, we recognize that we have a public health crisis going on, and it means that we have to show restraint in how we structure campaigning. David.
All right, Mary Bruce, live at the White House. Mary, thank you. And one more note on the coronavirus tonight, because so many of you at home still have questions, among them what happened to hope that perhaps the summer months with the heat would help bring a slowdown. So let's bring in our chief medical editor, Dr. Jen Ashton, back with us tonight. And Jen, first off, the seriousness of this moment. I know you were listening to Dr. Fauci today saying the next few weeks are critical, and you told us that is absolutely the case.
Exactly, David. Many hospitals activating their surge capacity plans, doctors on the front lines getting concerned. And let me tell you why. We have to remember there's a lag time between exposure to this virus, when people get sick, confirmed cases, then hospitalizations and possible deaths. So the next several weeks are critical.
And Jen, you and I were talking, there's still so much we don't know about this, but many had hoped that the heat, the summer might help slow down the virus. And yet, look at what we're seeing.
Exactly. Yeah, this virus has proven it transmits very readily in the winter as well as the summer, with the Sunbelt temperatures in many cases exceeding 100 degrees, certainly at this time appearing to refute that theory that the warm weather will slow this virus.
All right, Jen Ashton with us every step of the way. Thank you, Jen.
I have a question. If the president had to have people sign a piece of paper at the rally the other night, that they can't sue him, is it more people out here at these jobs? There's a lot of companies at these jobs. Are they afraid they might get sued? I know at the job I work at, if someone have COVID-19 or get COVID-19, they get at least like 6 weeks off or something like that with pay if they get tested positive. I wonder, is that their way of paying the person? You know, it's like a settlement that the person don't know nothing about. Because the job I work at, they consider as an essential worker. I'm considered as an essential worker. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad I've been working, been making money. But at the same time, I don't know. What is the same time? So we're in a lose-lose battle. You got some of the top experts in the world telling you why this company, I meant to say it, this company called the United States need to shut down. But I was looking at the news the other day. They said they think it had got out of control so bad. If the country shut down, it wouldn't do no good. Then you got this major holiday in the United States coming up on the 4th of July. Independence Day for the United States. You got that major holiday coming up. And they're going to be, right now, it's in the 90s across most of the United States. The upper 90s, lower 90s, upper 80s. And you got beaches in Florida. They said they're going to close down. The Alabama governor, Kate Ivory, she's contemplating. She don't know what she's going to do now. But she knows if she shut down, There's a lot of people on the Gulf Coast who are gonna lose some money. Cause they depend on tourists. They depend on the Independence Day celebrations. Same thing go for the beaches up there in New Jersey, or Jersey Shore. A lot of people make their money off tourists. They make their money off people coming to the beaches. People like on Jersey, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, California, all these doing coastal state. That depends on tourists. Gonna be hurt. But you know you're gonna have some of these states. They're gonna contemplate all the way up until the 4th of July over with. We've seen what happened Memorial Day weekend, where a lot of people started. There's been a lot more cases was the COVID-19 have increased. So they had to wait a month to decide, like, I think we're gonna shut things down again. But here in the South, they just said in the bars, you're gonna cut back on the numbers of people coming to the bars. That's what we're gonna do. That's all we're gonna do. You know what people in the South can do? What some of the people in the South have done? They went to the liquor store, buy beer and liquor. Cause you know in the South it get hot down here, like in middle of March, it start getting warm down here in the South. So a lot of these people been outside when they start talking about the pandemic. So if they shut down the bars and all that kind of stuff, a lot of these neighborhoods gonna get together, buy alcohol, buy meat, barbecue on the grill, setting plates, get around talking. Like I seen on the other thing, on the news today, somebody that says some of these darn children or young adults feel they can't be touched. Even though they see on the news or hear people talking about on the news how some of the children in New York had died from some kind of disease. Don't know what it was. Excuse me. That's not gonna stop the people. I'm still no, I'm not even shocked. You have this COVID-19 committee put together, but they're not listening to nothing they say. God, back in January, when I first introduced the country to COVID-19, before it had a name, nobody wasn't taking it serious. They started talking about, you don't need no mask. Oh, stay 6 feet away from each other. Carry on with your normal day. Those 6 feet ain't nothing. 6 feet apart ain't nothing. Then it proved that the little test they've been doing, that when you sneeze or cough, that your sneeze and cough go like 12 to 15 feet. Man, I hate to say it, but it seemed like they wanted to this pandemic to increase. Because they had it was semi under control in May. They're like, open everything back up. Open it up. My home state, Georgia, they're the first one to stick their neck out there like, hey, I'm opening up barbershops, beauty salons. Man, come on down to Georgia. You want to get your hair cut? They're like, shit, I ain't want that. We better open up. And that's all the other states were waiting on. Like that senator for South Carolina, Lindsey, I think his name Lindsey something. He said this is very dangerous because they started seeing that Georgia gonna open up, other places in the South gonna open up, and it happened just the way he said it too. When Georgia opened up, all of the surrounding states in the South start opening up. In all the cases, most of all the cases that are on the rise is from the people from states down south. Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. I know some people dumb who don't think Texas is the South, but Texas. It was a debate on social media that Texas wasn't the South. Louisiana, Arkansas, Kentucky, North Carolina. It's the South. But it's not just in the South. They love saying the South. Because the first thing they said, Texas, Florida, Arizona. Then they said other places around the country. No, there's a bunch of places up north. New Jersey don't went back up. New York going back up. Chicago. Them people, when it started warming up, them people started going outside. A lot of these people didn't stay in because of the pandemic. A lot of people stayed in because it was winter time still up north. It was still cold in March. It started getting hot. These people said, kiss my behind. And then when the George Floyd incident took place, in Brianna and Aubrey down here in Georgia, them people already were looking for a reason to get outside anyway. So that protest, I know when they said the protest first took place, that like more people got the coronavirus, but they always said that it take like 2 weeks or so to get symptoms or whatever. The coronavirus had never died down. There wasn't no lower cases like they were saying. The media just stopped reporting on it. Let's be honest, people. Could we be honest for a little while? The media found a larger story about the protests, defunding the police, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, the Boogaloo guys, the Boogaloo boys. They found so much other stuff to talk about. And a lot of people who look at the news only think about what the news is talking about. They talk about the Boogaloo boy for a little while, not that long. But it's still talking about the protest. Now that the cases have risen or rose, they've risen. Went on. Now the Democrats and the Republicans, both of them nasty. I keep telling you, I'm an independent voter. The Democrats and the Republicans are nasty. Both of them using this pandemic for their re-election. President Trump, like he told it, he was for real. Like, y'all start testing. Y'all slow down the testing. You're showing that more people with the coronavirus. You go Joe Biden, we need to increase the testing. Hold a minute. Hey, Dar. I'm doing a video real quick. All right, I'll call you right back. All right, later. That was my niece. Yeah, Joe Biden, he want more testing on the COVID-19 just to show that the country is failing under Trump. Nancy Pelosi want the same thing. They all trying to use this COVID-19 to stay elected or get elected. And it's nasty, people. It's nasty. I did a Facebook. I was at work Saturday. So I did a question about when I said, don't let Joe Biden trick you all. This is not the way I said it, but I'm saying don't let Joe Biden trick you all by choosing a black woman to be his VP. A lot of people on my Facebook, I got a bunch of black people on my Facebook. A lot of them are like, so what you trying to say? What you gonna do? You telling us we should support Trump? I'm saying it was snapping. A few unfriend me. I know one blocked me just because I didn't even question Joe Biden policies and none of that stuff. I just said don't let him trick you by if he choose a black woman as his VP. I ain't saying anything bad about him. But they ain't start their own slaughter, my own people bashing me. And the whole time I was just hearing, I understand, laugh out loud, you know. I was laughing. Cause I don't take the politics junk serious. Cause the politics, we already know how the president being chose, man. We know the president don't get chosen by popularity votes. Who got the most votes? We know that. As a country, we know that. We go out there and vote just to make it seem like we made a difference, but we know our votes don't count when it comes to the president. It's just plain and simple. They got their own little meeting they got going on. Their own little secret society meeting who choose the president of the United States. We can be honest, can't we, people? I can be honest with you. Because if you don't know that by now, you're going to stay ignorant to these parties. You're going to remain dumb to these parties thinking that you make a difference by voting for president. I know this ain't popular. I know you're like, you don't know what you're talking about. Where your degree in political science? I don't need no degree in political science to let you know that our votes don't mean nothing when it comes to president. Running for the president. For the Senate, for the House, for mayor, yeah. Our vote count. Local election, our vote count. That's why you see them people in local election having signs pinned up everywhere. Vote for me, vote for me. But these when it comes to the president, the vote don't count. Just a lost little lamb that thinking you're making no difference. You're not. Sorry to tell you. I vote. Reason I vote because some of my ancestors, you know, they went through the work, man, trying to get their voting rights. Yeah, some of my ancestors went through that work. So I think it's my duty to honor my ancestors by voting. But I know, when it comes to president, we don't count. But people, listen to Dr. Fetcher. Even though his voice sound gross, that man's voice sound great. It sounds like he just got a bunch of cold in his throat, like he just need to go spit. But The man know what he's talking about. The man been telling us the whole darn time, keep your black butt at home, or keep your white butt at home, or keep your whatever color you claiming you are. Stay at home. You got to go out there and get some food. Go get some food. Bring your butt back home. They even did a video showing you see somebody, how to hug them if you just got to hug them. Man. I think in America, we don't take a lot of things serious. Yeah, I knew how, in March, they kept on talking about Italy, Spain, and France. Like, oh, Italy and Spain and French and Rome. Look at all the numbers. Now, I don't know if the report was true, but I was saying in June that Florida had more new cases of COVID-19 than the entire European country. Europe continent. I don't know if those numbers true. I don't know if they're factual, but it sounds like, wow, that is crazy if it is true. That Florida will have more new cases in the month of June than the entire continent of Europe. But every day, look at the news. Florida have 5,000 new cases, 9,000 new cases. It's just crazy. That's all they try to do. Try to get that tourist money. Yep. All about the money. Hey, thank you for watching the video. Y'all take heed what Dr. Fisher talking about. I'm telling you, when you get past that Cookie Monster voice, the man's intelligent. He tell you. You heard the audio I played. I think you heard it. I don't know. But thank you for watching the video. I hope y'all have a good Tuesday. Take care of yourself. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. They're doing 37-minute one by fast on that one. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Hit the share button. And hit the like button. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Have a good evening. Listen to Dr. Fisher, people.